Hey Jules, it's Nurse Jewel here, and today we're going to be talking everything NCLEX prep and how I passed in just a month. One of my most frequently asked questions is how long should I take before I take the NCLEX? Because I took it in a month doesn't mean that it's good for everyone, and some people are ready to take it the day after pinning ceremony, while others want to feel comfortable and ease their anxiety and take a little longer to study. All of those answers are right as long as you take it when you're comfortable with material. My study tips and what helped me get ready in 1 month. So the first thing is knowing what type of learner you are. The model that I used was the VARK model, which stands for Visual, Auditory, Reading and Writing, and Kinesthetic Learning. So visual learners learn through seeing. They use charts, they use pictures, things like that. Auditory learners process through hearing. They mostly use tapes, they listen to lectures. Reading and writing type learners read and write, and then kinesthetic learners process through movement, acting things out, role play. So one of the biggest things is knowing how you learn. I'm a reading and writing and visual mixed type learner, so I like seeing charts, I like to read, I like to take notes, I like flashcards. Learning how you learn, it's going to help maximize how much you can learn in a shorter period of time if that's your goal. Moving on to our next tip, organization. When staying organized, my tips are use a planner and live by it. Set study times, set me time, set family and friend time, and set work time. If you have to work, because I had to work, so that's why I added work time in. But personalize it to your own life. Me time was very important for me. I wanted to spend some time with myself, by myself. I napped, I watched movies, I took walks. I did things that helped me regroup and keep myself centered. Family and friend time was also very important for me, and they were big supports during this very stressful time. So I definitely encourage going out to the movies with your friends, or things I like to do were drink wine and sing R&B songs from the 90s. It's just whatever works best for you and makes you feel comfortable. And spending time by yourself and spending time with those you love are very important. And don't kind of forget that during this very stressful time and just studying and kind of never taking a break is what I'm getting at. Study time is very important. Once you schedule a study time, stick to it. I scheduled study time for the morning and I scheduled study time for the night, and I spent between 3 and 5 hours a day studying, and that worked for me because I don't like to over fry my brain. After a certain point, I just stop retaining things. And then work time, of course, was work, but I had to work during this time, and if I can advise not working, if you are in the place not to work, I would advise not working. Moving over to studying, which of course has to be its own tip. I studied in the morning, took my break, did all my things for the day, and then I came back and studied again at night. I took about 2 tests in the morning and about 2 tests at night. Some of my big tips, when you sit down to take a test, simulate the exam. So when I sat down to take a test, there was no social media, no phone in sight, there was a scrap piece of paper, a pen, and my laptop with the test. That was it. I got up for a bathroom break about halfway through if I needed one, and I acted as if I was taking the NCLEX because we all know that practice makes perfect. And it was something that really helped me during undergrad, taking practice tests and simulating an actual exam. Another thing about studying is picking a platform. So I used UWorld, which I loved, and it came highly recommended to me, and I highly recommend it to you guys. So I will be sure to drop that in the comments below, a link to the site. I loved UWorld for many things, but my favorite thing about UWorld was their teach back mode. So you could take a test in a teach/study mode, and every time you took a test or you answered a question, they would tell you why A was right, why B was wrong, but explain some information about that, C, D, etc. I really loved the breakdown, especially when it came to the select all that apply and the hotspot questions with the diagrams. And then you can save it as a flash card and go back and study it later, which I loved, and definitely helped me during studying and kind of overcoming the select all that apply and the harder questions. And then I'm going to move over into my last tip, which is setting a routine. So another very big thing for me was setting a routine the night before and the morning of. So the night before, I stopped studying around 7 p.m. I got some sleep, ate a good dinner, I prayed, and you'll notice that that was a big theme for me during this. And then the morning of, I woke up, prayed some more, blasted some gospel music, I ate a good breakfast, and I gave myself an adequate amount of time to drive there, clearing my head with the gospel music going. And that was the routine that helped calm me down. So a night before and a morning of. And I had that about 2 weeks before taking the exam. I already knew that was my routine. That was what going into the test was gonna feel like for me. And it did ease some anxiety going in. I hope that some of these tips definitely helped. If you have any other questions that you want me to answer, make sure to drop them below. As always, thank you for your support.